If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sonny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked and you went on stage with it and it's nothing.
Just
there.
go for it. Yeah.
I mean, you're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. But let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures. And look at her track record. How many times has she had to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she...
Lately, Sunny Hostin's name has been making headlines, though not for her fiery debates on The View. This time, the spotlight is on her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, who's facing serious allegations. Reports claim his orthopedic and sports medicine practice is entangled in a massive insurance fraud scheme. At the heart of the case are accusations of kickbacks and questionable business dealings. Even more shocking, the sweeping RICO lawsuit names nearly 180 defendants. This isn't your average courtroom drama, it's a legal saga with blockbuster stakes. Stay tuned. And if you don't want to miss the latest twists in this unfolding story, be sure to like and subscribe.
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
Let's put this in perspective. The RICO Act was created to bring down mob bosses and organized crime rings. But here's the twist this time. It's not targeting street gangs or mafia families. Instead, the focus has shifted to doctors, surgeons, and medical networks. Picture it, less Goodfellas, and more Grey's Anatomy X, swap out the love triangles for allegations of fraud. According to the lawsuit, Dr. Hostin and others are accused of exploiting the healthcare system for profit. The claims suggest they took payments for surgeries that weren't medically necessary and billed insurance companies for procedures that may never have even taken place. Imagine a patient being rolled into an operating room, the insurance company covering the tab, and the hospital cashing in as if it were a jackpot at a casino.
I want a citizen that has a policy. I mean, I'm not saying that Joe Rogan should be removed from Spotify. He's got 11 million listeners. He's got a $100 million, contract as of 2020. But I do think as the podcast platform, you have to have some sort of guidelines. How about a disclaimer on his podcast that says, this is misinformation? How about removing some of the podcasts that disseminate this misinformation?
They have.
And that's
Here's where the story takes a darker turn. The lawsuit claims Dr. Hostin was allegedly paid to perform or even push arthroscopic surgeries, the minimally invasive procedures often done on joints like knees and shoulders. At first glance, these operations might not raise alarms, but according to the complaint, many of them weren't medically necessary at all. That leaves a chilling question. Were patients actually in need of care? Or were they being used as pawns in a cash grab scheme? If proven true, this could stand as one of the most unsettling betrayals in modern medicine scandals, usually reserved for TV dramas, suddenly playing out in real life. After all, when you place your trust in a doctor, you expect healing, not profit schemes. To discover your body may have been treated like a bank account. That kind of betrayal cuts deeper than any scalpel end. The consequences could be devastating.
Always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said, this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York. You guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange.
But the insurance angle makes this even more complicated. Let's be real, insurance companies don't exactly have a reputation for being saints. They've long been accused of shortchanging doctors, denying valid claims, and dodging payouts whenever possible. So the big question is this: is this lawsuit truly exposing a sweeping healthcare fraud? Or is it a desperate move by a struggling insurer looking to shift blame as it teeters on financial collapse? According to the plaintiffs, countless procedures were either unnecessary or never performed at all, draining millions from the system. It's a bit like paying top dollar for stocks, only to open the envelope and find a slab of tofu instead of the shares you thought you bought.
According to a new lawsuit obtained by Page Six, the orthopedic surgeon was one of 200 defendants named in one of the biggest racketeer influence and corrupt organization cases ever filed in New York. Emmanuel was accused of federal insurance fraud and, quote, getting kickbacks by performing surgery and billing a company that insured taxi companies and Uber.
Daniel Thuet, Sonny Hostin's attorney, came out swinging. He dismissed the lawsuit as nothing more than a desperate ploy by a financially shaky company, flipping the narrative to portray the insurers as the true bad actors. It's a classic courtroom maneuver shift, the blame and muddy the waters. It's added even more drama to an already explosive case. But the story didn't stay inside legal filings. On his podcast, Joe Rogan jumped into the fray, openly calling out what he saw as blatant hypocrisy. He suggested Sonny may have known more about her husband's alleged dealings than she let on, pointing out her history of mocking others while standing on supposed moral high ground. Rogan didn't stop there. He took aim at The View itself, joking that even if you combined the panel's IQs, it'd still be tough to make a real impact. Unsurprisingly, his listeners lapped it up, delighting in Rogan's sharp-edged take, no matter how harsh it sounded.
I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sonny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know. So I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to kind of try to ambush me in that way and attack my character in that way.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They get so much hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a rabies infested.
Sonny Hostin has remained noticeably silent as Dr. Hostin battles to clear his name in court. For someone who rarely shies away from controversy on The View, her quietness here feels striking. Is she deliberately distancing herself from the scandal, or simply holding back on the advice of her legal team? Some believe she's trying to avoid getting pulled into the storm, while others suspect she's carefully safeguarding her public image. Either way, the silence speaks volumes. If the allegations against Dr. Hostin prove true, this could go down as one of the biggest medical fraud cases in U.S. history, covering a vast network of doctors, hospitals, and medical practices accused of siphoning millions from the healthcare system. Dr. Hostin is just one name on a list of 180 defendants. And in a scenario that feels more like a high-stakes heist movie than a courtroom filing. The alleged scheme wasn't about robbing banks, it was about draining insurance payouts. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay on top of every twist in this unfolding saga, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.